It's exactly 187 days ahead of the 2023 elections set to hold in Nigeria. Notable Southwest members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, have joined the push for the resignation of the national chairman of the PDP, Iyorchia Ayu. These demands are said to stem from the camp of Governor Nyesom of Rivers State for Ayu to resign as the party's chairman.
The demand was among the conditions given by Nyesom, who is still said to be aggrieved over Atiku's refusal to pick him as a running mate. Already, Wike and Atiku have begun meeting with a view to ensuring that a compromise is reached before the commencement of campaigns next month.
Should the PDP chairman, Iyorchia Ayu, resign? And what are the chances of this, affecting their participation or their results in the 2023 elections? Now, joining us to discuss further on this morning is a former special advisor to Rivers State Governor, INKO TARIAH. Good morning and welcome to Breakfast Central.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be on your station for the first time. I must commend you. I've watched you after Osaya told me about the station, the birth of the station, and I must say it could be likened to CNN, Sky, and what have you. You're doing very well.
Thank you for the very kind words.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. Now, let's get into the conversation this morning. What do you make of the exigent challenges facing the PDP? Would you say that it is enough to disrupt its focus on the upcoming 2023 elections?
No, not at all. These are things that will just fizzle out. I mean, you have the issue of egocentricity. You have a man who has allowed his cloud to outrun his thinking, his reasoning. He's also aggrieved because he believes that he has not been treated fairly, which is actually subjective. He's consumed in a very smoky hotel stuff. Why did I say that? Prior to the convention, we are all seized of the criticisms, and if you remember when Peter Obi went to the National Secretariat of the party, I think was it to purchase or submit his stuff, Iyorchia Ayu said that, Obi, I like you because your issue-based, your criticisms are issue-based and not attacking persons and so on. That was an innuendo. And before then, it kept abusing Atiku. In fact, you said a man who contested 3-4 times and lost, that he's old, he should go and rest, and so on. You made all kinds of side comments, all kinds of scathing remarks about this man. Eventually, you were picked at the convention by this same man that you've been slating. And you expect him to make you his vice president. It's not possible. Definitely not possible. For twin reasons. One, the abuse before that time, the insults before that time. If you consider the age gap, if you also consider political history and so on, of course, they are not at par. Then secondly, if you remember, Atiku had a serious running battle with his principal. And Atiku would not want a rehash of that if eventually he's sworn into office. And he also swore, I'm talking of Wike now, that over your dead body, are you going to accept the vice presidential candidacy because it is demeaning? And he said all kinds of things. And all of a sudden, you want to make a U-turn because you're scared that you're approaching, if you're not in office, you're approaching your political nadir. So you don't expect an Atiku. Now, having said this, you were instrumental to the emergence and removal of Ahmadu Cherry. The emergence and removal of this other former governor who was also a senator. The emergence and removal of future secondaries. Also the emergence of Iyorchia Ayu. You're not the only government. Yes, your contribution to the sustenance and maintenance of the party is well appreciated. But what for the founding fathers? We have the likes of Alex Ekwemi and Co., who were founding fathers of PDP. But they never won the election. They were never presidents of this country.
All right, Mr. INKO TARIAH.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
what I'm trying to tell you now is, before now, a lot of people felt if you don't win Rivers, Kano, and Lagos, you can never be the president of the country. Buhari has come to demystify that. Twice He lost River State. Twice he emerged, his first term and this one. Then Atiku won River State, but still lost. So the issue of if you don't win River State, you can never emerge as president. It's not possible. What if you lose River State? Okay, fine, Lagos State is gone because of Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and it takes Kano. Because Tinubu is also not going to take River State, that's for sure. So somebody must emerge. And I think the most annoying thing to Atiku is the thought that you're indispensable. That, I believe, is what is a little bit irksome, that you're indispensable. Look, you are crucial, definitely extremely important, but not indispensable.
All right. There's
there's
other
human being on
angles.
Earth is indispensable.
Yeah, Mr. INKO TARIAH, there's other reasons I believe that Nyesom Wike might feel like River State is very vital to Atiku's chances to emerge president. But I want to know from your thoughts. Would you say that Governor Nyesom Wike and of course the southwestern arm of the political party is asking for too much? Of course, you're now asking that the PDP chairman, resign, and also, there's also thoughts of Atiku Abubakar running only one term and some other things. Are they asking for too much at this point?
These things, I will just let me just say they are high on the sound of the voices of these loyalists and the silly grandiosity of their claim. Let me tell you the truth. Even if Atiku agrees to it, it is his constitutional right to recontest. Are you going to stop him? Let us assume he agreed. Assuming with that, he agreed. Are you going to stop? Don't forget the power of incumbency. And like I said on the sister station, you are not the only PDP governor. What if every PDP governor, after losing an election or something, says that presidential candidate must go? I mean, that national chairman must go. What if, what's his name, the governor of Akwa Ibom had said the same thing with the other national chairman? What if the governor of Bayelsa had said the same thing with other national chairmen? So are you telling us that, are you telling the PDP, because I'm political party unhinged, I'm not a member of any party, but are you telling the PDP that you are the alpha and omega, what you say must be done? Then what of the other governors? They're equally big governors. Yes. You're saying this because you assisted the party financially. What of the founding fathers?
All right.
Without that, you are as a tenant in a building, no matter how you renovate that building, it is not your own.
Okay, let's talk about speculations. We're hearing that a 14-member panel has been set up to consult and make recommendations which both men, that is the presidential aspirant Atiku Abubakar and Governor Nyesom Wike, will consider for the good of the party before the start of the campaigns. Can you confirm this?
Yes, but I don't think accommodation was reached, and that's why the committees were set up. Politics is a concentric circle of conspiracies and articulated interests. No, and again, conflict is a function of interaction, and because man cannot not communicate, you're prone to it. So resolution is what matters. You're definitely going to have this issue of break backing, even when they are necessary and so on. You're going to have this issue. It is also the responsibility of the party to ensure that these issues are resolved. And we also pray that the issues are resolved because it's going to enhance the victory, so to speak, of the PDP. I have a conviction that PDP is going to take. I think there's a battle between the PDP and P2P. That's the way I look at it. So there is nothing wrong with that. Of course, committees have been set up. But the issue is who is willing to compromise. Now, if you say, Iyorchia, you must go, I tell you that will not work. That is like batting on a sticky wicket. It's an illusion, a fleeting illusion. And you will not go. And if you say it's going to do one more time, you see, you come up with impossible conditions just because you have a mindset. If you say it's going to do one term, that is the discretion of the presidential candidate and Nigerians. That is, he will say, I am not going to go for another term. Or even if he decides to go, Nigerians will say, no, you are not good enough. You are not going to dictate to him how many times he's going to serve. When the Constitution empowers him to serve 2 terms. If Nigerians agree.
All right, Mr. INKO TARIAH, I'm not sure if you can hear us. Well, the conversation, of course, is, with regards the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom, and of course his issues with the PDP's flag bearer for the 2023 presidential elections, Atiku Abubakar. And of course, we were speaking with a former special advisor to Governor Nyesom, Opunabo INKO TARIAH. Of course, if we can establish a strong connection again, we will continue that conversation. He has already stated certain things, and his thoughts concerning Governor Nyesom outburst and his, feelings concerning this whole issue. Mr. INKO TARIAH, can you hear us? Yes. Okay. Yes, I think we can. Yes, we can hear you now. It's a lot better. But I want us to talk about other things. The former deputy national chairman of the PDP, Chief Bode George, has also said that Ayu must leave immediately in the spirit of fairness. So do you see this as taking sides with Nyesom, or is there, some legitimacy to the call to Ayu's resignation?
Well, on the issue of Bode George, I don't think he's actually taking sides with Wike. I don't think so, because I don't think there's any love lost between Bode George and Wike. Probably that was an honest opinion. But it's eclipse of reason and poverty of logic. They are saying the North must not occupy all the office. That is their own argument. Now, if you say Iyorchia Ayu should leave, is it not going to create more problems? Are you going to say, because if you go by their constitution, I'm not really seized of the facts, but probably the deputy from that zone will take over. You just have a few more days, a few more months to the election. The focus should be winning. After this, Ayu himself has said he is going to step down once the president wins. So that focus, the primary focus, should be winning at the polls. And not that these are just, how would I describe them? Distractions. These are just mere distractions.
Quickly, in 30...
If they continue at this rate, then the chances of winning are green.
And that's what I want to bring you in, because we're out of time. We're out of time for this conversation.
Minimizing the maximum at this point.
Yeah, Mr. INKO TARIAH, because of time, can you please, in 30 seconds at most, tell us about the PDP's chances? They don't seem to be a part of any major conversation if you've really paid attention. It seems like the Labour Party is carrying a lot of the conversation concerning 2023. Do you think PDP really has a chance?
Yes, like I said, it's between the PDP and the Labour Party. That is Peter Obi.
So the APC does not stand a chance. Is that what you're saying?
So I am unequivocally I stated that the APC does not stand a chance. And the chance and that situation has been festered by the Muslim candidates. So rule the APC out. Then if you talk, even the Tinubu has lots of baggage. But let us also look, let me say, because it's 30 seconds and quickly, that the race is between Peter Obi and Atiku. And if you go by the social media, it is Peter Obi. If you sound people's opinion, it is Peter Obi. But of course, in politics, 1 + 1 is not 2.
All right. Thank you very much.
It's basically between Peter Obi and Atiku.
All right.
Thank you so much.
INKO TARIAH, thank you so much for your time this morning. We enjoyed speaking with you.
My pleasure, sir. Quite a while.
Yes, it is.